Baroness Christine Blower, Co-Convenor of the Freedom for Ocalan Trade Union Campaign UK and a patron of Peace in Kurdistan Campaign. Thanks for joining us today.
I'm very pleased to be with you, Erem. Thank you.
Thank you. Dear Christine, as you know, the latest attacks are growing of the Turkish troops on Medya defense zones. So, what is your condemnation and as well as what is your reaction about these latest attacks? Very short, very briefly, let's start with that one.
Okay. Well, first of all, let me say that at a time when President Erdogan is trying to characterize himself as a peacemaker, he is actually a warmonger and a war maker on Kurdish people, and it's completely unacceptable. And there are credible reports of the use of chemical weapons, and without a doubt, all people of any progressive politics internationally have to stand against that and condemn it.
Thank you. Secondly, another significant issue is, as you know, the Barzani family and Turkey relations, as well as we have seen Masroor Barzani in London, in Chatham House, and with uh, Prime Minister Boris Johnson as well. And they talked about oil, gas pipelines. Do you think is there any side effect of the outer policy of that allies that war is still goes on against Kurds, especially on the guerrillas?
Well, it seems to me that the current British government is always prepared to talk to or ally itself with anyone who can offer any advantage to the current British government. And clearly, the kinds of things that you were mentioning are things that would interest the current British government. Now, I think that whether we're looking at the discussions with Barzani or whether we're looking at other international questions, it's important to me and it's important to progressive politicians to make sure that our government actually looks in the round at what its international relations are doing. And clearly, when the Kurdish question is in play, we have to be considering how we can find a peaceful solution and not engaging with people who are not looking for a peaceful solution.
Since last year that started, but last attacks, including last few days, there is a chemical weapon usage. So, what is your suggestion? What else needs to be done to stop Turkey's war crimes and humanity crimes?
Well, if I had the solution in my hands, you know, Erem, that I would deploy it instantly. The point is that both Peace in Kurdistan and the Freedom for Öcalan campaign we have to redouble our efforts, both domestically wherever we are and internationally, to seek to bring whatever pressure we can on our own governments to a call out war crimes. Clearly, the use of chemical weapons is absolutely a war crime, and also to cease and desist with attacks and look for peaceful solutions. I undertake that I will write in my capacity as a member of the House of Lords to the British government saying what I think should be done. I think that politicians everywhere need to be doing that. But we have to be making as much noise as we can, both in a parliamentary way, but also in an extra parliamentary way, because this is an undiscussed or under discussed issue. And I'm sure that if more people knew what was being done, then we would get more support for our call for a peaceful solution for the Kurds.
So, do you think Turkey is still hiding behind of the label of terrorism on the PKK and carries on these attacks, and the Western powers' silence is because of the terrorist organizations list? How would you going to comment on that? Very short, very briefly.
Well, I'm sure that there is a hiding behind the listing of the PKK. And of course, part of our campaigning has to be to ensure that the PKK is delisted. There are very clear legal arguments apart from moral arguments, they're very clear legal arguments for saying that the PKK is not a terrorist organization. And we need to use all of the legal avenues as well as political avenues to continue to pursue those issues. But it's important that we make the case to our own governments and in our unions and in any of our community organizations so that pressure can be across the piece.
Dear Christine Blower, Baroness Christine Blower, Co-Convenor of the Freedom for Ocalan Campaign, thanks for joining us. Thank you for your valuable comments today.
Thank you very much, Erem.
Thank you.